Welcome to Fireteam Chat, IGN's Destiny show. Thank you so much for joining us today. Joining me today is Fran Mirabella.
Hey, Guardians.
CJ Gibson.
I'm back. What's up?
Welcome back. You're jet lagged.
I am. Coffee's here.
I think we all are from Gamescom.
Good to know. All right, so on today's show, we're going to keep it spoiler-free. We're going to talk about the PC beta that just ended. We're going to talk about the raid date being revealed, and we're going to talk about the Trials of Osiris date being revealed and how we feel about those things. So those are some pretty big topics. Let's kick it off by talking about the PC beta, which just recently ended, and what we thought. Wow.
Crispy.
It looked really good. Everybody
Yeah.
was really impressed with visually how it looked. What was your takeaway, Fran?
Yeah, and we got to play Javelin 4 as well, which was a first.
Good map.
You know, it's interesting because we already got to see this, right? We already knew how good
We
it looked.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not everybody else. And so seeing everyone's reactions up close. Also, getting it in your own environment on your own system. So, yeah, what I've noticed is, and I think it'll be part of the discussion, a lot of people are talking about like, oh, maybe I do want to switch from console. But anyway, it does look amazing. It feels amazing. But man, do I suck on mouse and keyboard.
Yeah.
Long way to go.
Which is a whole nother conversation. Now, I did not get a chance to play the PvP side of it because I was at Gamescom and took a little tour after. I literally just got off a plane about 18 hours ago, so I do apologize. But the mouse and keyboard side of it, the auto aim is the big question. So I'm looking forward to playing on a controller. Did you guys feel that? Did you plug in a controller?
I did.
I didn't get
so I
to.
played keyboard and mouse, and I tried that out for a while, and I'm just like, nope, popped in the controller.
Yeah.
And I was going toe-to-toe with keyboard and mouse players
Good to hear.
for an open
Kind of.
beta, though. This isn't
Yeah.
a competitive realm
Yeah.
where it's going to be a whole different ballgame. Now, I knew when I was up against a good keyboard and mouse player who was destroying me.
Yeah.
So I still don't think you're going to have an unfair advantage by plugging in that controller. Definitely not. And like, there's PC-specific players like Duggan who wrecked
Yeah.
shop.
Yeah.
Absolutely wrecked shop.
But I don't know. That's a discussion out there. I'm curious if you guys have been
is.
following it. But
Yeah.
people are saying the controller advantage is unfair because it's got aim assist. Recoil is not quite the same as it is on console. Of course, they even talked about that before.
Yeah.
Some people are crying, or they're not
Easy,
crying, but
easy.
I was going to say crying wolf. And I was like, that doesn't sound right. But
No.
anyway, people are very
in your hate
concerned,
mail
saying
to
it is
ask
going.
Fran Mirabella.
They're saying that it's going to create a problem in the realm of PC. So, do you guys think it is a problem, and do you think they'll tweak it?
No. I mean, it's just because this is your first experience with it, so everything's reactionary, immediately reactionary, right? And you're experiencing this in a microcosm. Now, when all the PC players get into Destiny 2 and you're going toe-to-toe with keyboard and mouse players and getting destroyed, you are no longer going to feel like that controller is superior.
But I think that's what the issue is, right? There's a couple of people saying that if you plug it in and there's auto aim, it's noticeable to that, there is an advantage there for controller people. And if there's an issue where if you plug in, a device that allows you to bypass that and you're using mouse and key, is that going to be an issue?
Yeah, that's the one that I'm not
Cheating.
as
Yes, more or less.
I'm not as familiar with, but that you can basically make it behave like a controller, the recoil on that, while using your keyboard. That's one of the things people are concerned about. Bungie has already put in a lot of stuff, though, right, in terms of the API and all that, trying to keep people from cheating. So maybe they'll take that note and somehow be able to do something about it. So, I mean, you're not going to keep controllers off of the Destiny 2 experience on PC, and I totally agree that you want it to be a good experience. You want to encourage people that, they might just want to play on their PC, but they're just not like competitive players. So I agree with the thinking behind tweaking the controllers and getting some aim assist, but they're going to have to tweak it and get it where it needs to be and stop this type of cheating if it does happen.
In order to play at the top level, you're going to have to learn keyboard and mouse controls regardless, even if you're cheating and using aim assist. But I think that's going to be detectable. It seems like something that they would be ready for.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if they weren't.
Well, and that's the issue. I think, PvE, this is kind of irrelevant. Nobody cares. Everybody wants to be able to use what they want to use for that experience. It's the PvP and the competitive side. Do you isolate it to controller only, keyboard only? How do you, separate that if the discrepancies are there? Maybe you do have two separate playlists. Like, I don't think that's the right answer, but maybe that is one of those things, right?
I don't think they're going to do that.
Yeah, I
No,
mean,
I don't think they are,
I
but-
assume the thinking is like, oh, just make controllers and keyboards behave the exact same way. That would fix it. But that's pretty hard because you can't move a controller like you can move a keyboard and mouse. And so,
Well, that's
I
the
don't know.
thing.
I think they just got to tweak it to get it to where it isn't a problem.
Yeah, to make Destiny experience like Destiny with a controller, there needs to be auto aim. Like if there isn't, it does not play the same way. And they've reduced auto aim, I think, overall in comparison to Destiny.
Oh yeah,
So.
it's not the same. In fact, even on console, aim
Yeah.
assist is lessened. So, but man, does it look good?
It
just
looks
crazy.
absolutely
It does.
phenomenal. My biggest surprise,
Yeah.
and I'm sorry to interrupt you, friend, but my biggest surprise was hearing my friends say, you know what? Maybe I'm not going to play on PS4. I might cancel
Yeah.
I have canceled my pre-order,
Yeah, I've heard
you
that.
said, and I'm getting it on PC. I will wait and play it. I was like,
Wow.
wow,
Willpower.
all right.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Not
But,
I.
oh my God. Running at 4K 60
Yeah.
with HDR turned on,
Oh.
HDR Sport out of
Did
the
you get to
gate.
play in HDR?
I did on my TV for a little
my
bit.
goodness.
There
Wow.
you go.
Beautiful.
There you go.
It looks really
Oh,
cool.
I should have tried that. I have a beautiful 4K OLED, and I could have just popped that
It was
HDMI over
right
there.
there in the menu.
Dang.
It looks phenomenal. I was unsure how to optimize on my Ryzen CPU. I've heard it was a little more friendly than with Intel. I could optimize for 4K 60 easily, but pushing the frames above that, I didn't really get into the minutia of adjusting my numbers appropriately.
4K is a lot, you know. The TI, you know, is really recommended. The new 1080 Ti, ideally for.
I have a solo card that can handle it, but it does support SLI. Like it recognizes if you're SLI and is programmed appropriately to harness that extra power. So
yeah, and I don't know what hit HDR and other things have on it, so I didn't get to try it 4K. But it's funny. I was going to just compliment. That engine is really good.
It looks
very optimized.
Yeah.
It's great.
You don't see PC games that look this good that run that well. Like I had to keep checking my settings. It's pretty simple. Like it was sort of like, what was it? I forget what it was, like high then highest.
Yeah.
And I thought it was missing something, and everything was like on highest and running really well.
Yeah.
And I was streaming at the same time.
Yeah.
And I have a 1080. I do have a nice CPU. It's about just shy of 4 gigahertz. It's a 6900 Intel. It's got 8 cores, but even putting that
What's your
aside,
RAM?
I have like 32 gigabytes.
But then what's your GPU? Oh, yeah.
1080. Yeah, but still, I was streaming 720p 60 to Twitch at the same time while playing the game on highest settings. No problems.
I was
Beautiful.
doing 1080 60 push while playing in 4K on a television.
Yep.
So yeah.
Wait, you were doing 1080. You said you were doing 1080 60 while playing in 4K. I don't know what that means.
I was streaming at 1080 60.
Uh-huh.
But
Oh,
the game
streaming
was
it.
running in
I see.
4K.
I follow you. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But anyway, the engine is really amazing. Hats off to Vicarious Visions and the team at Bungie. I can't wait to see as they even optimize it more. I mean, this is the first driver set,
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Anyway, so the point is, if you have a lower end setup, it's gonna look good.
Yeah.
You know, I was talking to some people at the office that decided to.
They would stop at the PC builds and just be like, wow.
Yeah.
The 60 makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
And at one point, my game got locked at 30, and I'm like, is this what the console's going to be like?
Well, that's
It
gonna be the
hurts.
challenge. Yeah, once you get PvP on the PC coming out, it's gonna be hard to go back, I think, and play PvP 30. Like I like PvP 30, but again, once PC's released, I think it's gonna be difficult.
Yeah,
If they do
but,
a good job.
But playing devil's advocate and remembering that there's a ton of people who just don't care about that.
Yeah.
And the devil's advocate part being is sorry, but 60 frames is not a new conversation.
No.
We've been playing Destiny for 3 years, and everybody out there on Overwatch and all the games before it, back to Quake and whatever, are playing at 180 frames or whatever, and they're like, why would you play a shooter at 30?
Yeah.
So meaning there's just more people that are coming over to it obviously as your hardware gets cheaper and it advances. And this is a huge game. That's one of the big differences.
Well,
It's a
we're
huge
talking
game now
about
that's
4K
available.
60. There were people that were running uncapped.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
they were getting
That's a
120, 144.
Yeah. But my point is, playing it at 30 is not wrong, and I do want to point that out.
Yeah.
There's some people probably listening that are like, "Oh, I suck now because I don't play at 60."
Oh,
you know
no,
what
no.
I mean? I'm exaggerating, but I can appreciate because we've done it for 3 years. I was fine playing at 30, but it's all perspective. And once you see this other perspective,
It's hard to go back.
I think on PC, it would be weird to play at 30.
For sure, but that was to bring that
Interesting,
point
yeah.
full circle. I was just saying we haven't got to see Destiny at 60. You can see Overwatch, you can see Battlegrounds and Battlefield, and you're like, well, Destiny's fine.
Yeah.
Well, now we've seen Destiny at 60, and you're like, you know what? You guys make some good points. That's really nice.
Yeah.
So that's
And
all I'm saying.
That is going to be the challenge because now you have played Destiny at 60.
Yeah.
Before it was you're comparing it to other games.
Yeah.
Now you're comparing it to itself.
So it's beautiful.
No.
I
It's really
it's awesome.
beautiful. Like
It really is.
I feel like we're not doing it justice.
No, I know.
But I mean,
You have to
everybody who's
experience it.
listening probably experienced or watched a streamer who was playing or watched some of our VODs on IGN. And God, it looks
Pretty.
so good.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see the PvE stuff. Actually, I don't.
We put
think
the strike up, 4K.
Yes,
4K
yeah.
60,
But I mean,
yeah,
with
on
my
IGN.
own eyes, and maybe on my TV. Different conversation for later, maybe. But I had asked the team if 4K or higher resolution cutscenes, which are pre-rendered, were part of it.
Those are 30.
And sure, they may run at 30, but what's the resolution? What are they rendered at? Because I've only seen them 1080, so I wonder if there's a differential there. I wasn't able to play at 4K, so I don't know if you noticed. If
I'm
there
pretty
was
sure
something
they're
in this
4K
build.
30.
They are 4K though.
Yeah.
I mean, that's amazing if they are.
Well, I don't know. People
So,
were commenting about
we'll
how
find out.
jarring the experience was going from a 4K 60 HDR
To
on
30
to a
cinematics.
30 frame cinematic. It's like, ooh.
I get that, but actually, cinematics can look weird at 60. And
Yeah,
what if, maybe
they
a
do.
discussion.
What
for
if they're
another
rendered
time.
in 24?
Yeah, well, that's
They may
that's
be.
it.
They may be. By
Yeah,
No.
it is. This is a different
yeah.
conversation. We've had this cinematic, look and feel conversation a number of times on the show. So I don't mind that the cinematics are not rendered at 60. Yeah, I think it looks odd for sure. The game, that's a different thing.
Yeah, it's not as I can agree that it's not as seamless between the game and the cutscenes. It really now I'm watching a cutscene. Now it's the game. But I did want to ask.
What was your hand motion for seamless?
Seamless? I can then agree that if you're playing on console,
If you're
at 4K
watching or listening,
that's pretty good. You get this and you get that, and
Seamless,
if they come
y'all.
together,
Seamless.
seamless. That's how I do it.
Fran gesturing like this.
This is why you got to head over to Fireteam Chat on YouTube to make sure you're watching as well as listening. Everybody.
Carry on.
So I do want to ask that question. I keep getting asked, what are you maining? What are you going to main? PS4, PC,
Got it.
Xbox? What are the answers now?
So for the review in progress, which we're actually going to be streaming next week, I will be starting on PlayStation 4. I am going to try out the Xbox version at some point to make sure that it has the same feel and everything. But
in
yeah,
the long run-
I'm starting on PS4 because I want to see what that character transference does for the campaign that they've discussed in the past.
But, yeah.
There's a lot I could talk about. I have to be careful about what I say because I have experienced. I can say that I've experienced a significant portion of Destiny now. But you're going to read more about that on Tuesday at 7 a.m.
Tuesday at 7 a.m. Pacific time?
Nice.
Pacific time on IGN.
Awesome.
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you to talk about what you've seen?
Oh, there
I'll
it is.
have to see more
can't
about
rate
that
your
later in the
excitement?
You
week.
say it's an 11, Destin? Is that what you're saying on the record?
Yeah.
But the question, still to get at it, in the long run, now that you've played PC beta, review aside and all that, do you think you're going to land on PC permanently?
Oh,
That's the
permanently?
question.
Nah, I'm gonna juggle all the platforms. I think what I'll do is like because I'm gonna invest so much time in the PS4, I'll probably get the 3-character balance there. I've thought about this because last time I didn't really get to play on Xbox that much. It's because I was trying to do the 3-character thing on 2 platforms. Not doing that. I'm gonna do 1 character type on Xbox. I'm gonna do 1 character type on PC, so I can kind of be in all the ecosystems at once.
Interesting. Okay.
But you'll have 3 on PlayStation.
Probably 3 on PlayStation.
Record this moment, folks. We'll
see.
We'll find out how
see.
this pans out after October 24th.
For the first week, I just want to get 1 character raid ready. Like that's my goal.
No, for sure. But at first, you can't play on PC, so I meant in the long run.
Yeah.
But that's why people are saying they're waiting. CJ, I mean.
No, I'm going to do PS4 main, but I know come October, once the PC's released, that PvP is going to be a lot of people gravitating towards that. So I think I'll play PlayStation 4 primarily, but PC for PvP if the experience holds up with controller.
Having played Destiny for 3 years, I can confidently say that I'm going to end up on PC because
Really?
Well, because of course I'm starting on PS4, and you've got exclusive stuff, even though
You got a month and a
arguably-
half with your PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
But that's my point though. I'm not gonna maybe on October 24th. It's not that okay. See ya. It's not gonna be that. And I want to play on PS4. I want to play on Xbox too.
Yeah.
Long run. I just pretty sure that the lure, the temptation of 4K, HDR, all of that, and I have been getting a much better setup. It's like think about it. This game, probably 3 years.
Yeah.
Probably. Well, we'll see.
They have
But-
confirmed that Sony is, during a Sony trailer, they did confirm that the PlayStation 4 Pro is going to get HDR support post-launch.
Right.
We haven't heard about the Xbox One X yet. Bungie hasn't made no official comment about either beyond I want HDR.
But right now, it's not going to get 60 or anything, so you can't
It
change that.
definitely won't get 60. They did confirm that.
Yeah.
And I think it's worth noting as well that when the DLC comes out, pretty sure those are going to be day and date, right? So suddenly after this delayed PC launch, now we're all aligned. So now I get to play the new DLC in 4K 60 or what.
Yeah.
So think about the lure of that. Which one do you want to play? So I don't know. We'll see.
And that's the question, like how far will you get into the campaign or, your progress in PS4? You imagine having the amount of time to do that over again on the PC if there's no port,
We sink so many hours into the
No, I know.
grind.
I'm not
Let's
saying
move
we
on,
don't.
guys, from the PC
Not saying we
conversation
don't.
because there's two huge news things we haven't even touched on yet. The Raid launch date and Travel of Osiris launch date.
Yes!
We're getting the Raid on the 13th at 10 a.m. Pacific, and then we're getting the Trials of Trials, they only labeled it as, on the 15th at 10 a.m. So how do we feel about the Raid coming?
TJ's been holding this pose.
Trials. Sorry. Okay.
So you're just happy to hear that exists.
100%.
Okay.
That
We
was
didn't know like how long it was going to be. We thought,
yeah,
could
we
be
thought it would
months
be
or-
much
Yeah.
longer.
We didn't even know it was going to be called Trials for sure.
Well,
Yeah.
all we know is it's Trials.
Called
The rumor's still
Trials.
Trials of the Nine. Everybody's
Yes.
been talking about that online.
Zer's been gabbing.
Yes.
Yeah,
Thought he was
exactly.
dead. Anyway, so the Raid, do you guys feel that is too soon after launch? The original Raid, it was about 2 weeks out. I'm okay with it. It's 1 week. You're going to get time to gear up.
Just to fully recap, right? So Night Falls and everything, day one, moment one.
Yes.
Then Raid is 8 days later.
7. It's 1 week.
Well, including the first day of play. It's
You're including
on
the
eighth
9th
day.
So
Whatever the case, it's a week later.
technically, the game launches September 6th at 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Pacific on the 5th.
Yeah.
6 Eastern.
Yeah.
So, what's your question again?
Sorry, it
It's
launches
a
on the
week.
12th,
It's
right?
7 days.
Oh, it launches on the 12th, right?
13th at 10 a.m.
Oh, it is 30. See, it is 8 days later. Anyway,
Okay.
sorry. Putting that aside, I was just saying, okay, 8 days, and then on the 10th day is when Trials comes.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
Is this
13, friend.
the
That's 7
Sesame
days.
Street?
Okay, fine.
Just the date.
So putting
go
all
with
that
the
aside,
dates.
it was a little about a week after, and then a few days after that for Trials. Just was making sure that we mentioned the recap here.
Yeah. So it's 7 days for the Raid.
Sure.
Not 9 for Trials.
Say
Yeah.
the date.
How do you?
I'm not going to argue that the 13th is the start of the 8th day, but let's put that aside. It's fine.
I'm so tired.
It's 7 days.
Guys,
What are you
wanna do
even
this on the show? Let's
talking
do it.
about, Fred?
September 6th, 1, 7,
You're counting.
2.
Okay.
That's right. I'm counting the
All right,
first
all right.
day of play. But anyway,
all right.
guys, so on the 8th day, then 10th day is the way I'm looking at it. But going back to what we were talking about, I think it's too soon. CJ seems pretty freaking excited
I am excited, but it is way too soon.
to do math. Like
Well, that too.
It's not. Rise of Iron was rough.
Yeah, and well, all I think, I literally said, I think I hear Omnigul scream in the back of my mind, like, what's the new loot cave? What's the new
I know.
grind gonna
the
be?
glitch. I'm going to be searching for it.
How do you level up as fast as humanly possible?
Yeah.
That's the part that I'm not excited about, because even like I've been kind of on media blackout. I don't want to know all the things that everybody's talking about.
Yeah, the guide leaked early, and people started
Yeah.
posting stuff. And I'm like, I'm not looking at Twitter.
No, and for that reason, I think this kind of like goes against the way I want to experience Destiny. Like I wanted to go in a little bit slower, take my time with the raid going out there. I know I'm still gonna want to do it right off the bat, so I wish it was a little longer. Like I'm not upset. I'll play it, of course, but to experience and take your time would have been nice a little bit.
Yeah. Having not played it as much as Destin has, I just don't know what to expect in terms of the grind.
Yeah.
So I think until we know that or can talk about it, it's
Mark
hard to say.
Noseworthy did confirm that you no longer have to do the Engram finagling.
Best PSA of all
Oh my
time.
God.
Yeah.
So yeah, we should
So good.
recap that as well.
Yeah.
So basically, it will look at your other characters, it will look in your vault, and it will determine the best drop that you could be getting at that moment based on all that data. So the light level of engrams and such that drop are actually determined at the time they drop, not at the time of decryption.
Yeah.
Right.
So
So you're going to want to be decrypting those often.
Yeah. So as long as you have stuff in your vault, seemingly, that is of that light level,
Or on your alt.
Yeah, but as long as you haven't deleted it is the point.
Yeah.
It'll just going to do the math and know that
So
you hit the
beautiful.
level. I don't think you can delete stuff and it'll keep you at some higher level.
Yeah.
But that is awesome. That means tower casuals, you can wear them all day long. Now they're going to be farm casuals
Oh.
that somebody pointed out until we find out what the other social spaces are, hopefully.
I'm really gonna miss wearing that Takenome Ranger cloak that I wanted for the hunter. You know, that blue piece of trash that I just had to equip each time.
I love that though, you know, and I think
So good.
Again, one of those longer discussions for later, but to be able to wear what you want, and now also like how all the perks are not
And the shaders.
yeah, like, but like the fact that you don't have to keep rolling different gear to get the right boots so you can wear those boots. You can now have a full set. I think you're going to look better than ever. I'm super excited on that front. But I mean, you can wear anything you want to while you walk around.
Yeah.
You know me. I like to
So you get the
have a little
set
show.
You get the set that you
No.
want. You get what you want on it, and you can go out.
Yeah.
And,
But meaning
have a
now
good
you're
time.
light level too. It doesn't matter. So if I want to walk around the farm in like one of these cool things that I earned, I can do that without worrying, oh crap, I got to put this back on to buy this thing.
People set up loadouts in dim for just that reason. Let me switch this to maximize my light just to walk to the cryptarch to decrypt things. Not to mention, you know, the weapon parts / armor drought of what was it, 2015?
Yes.
16. Like those things happen on account of infusion, and it's like, thank you. I remember saying this like when we were talking about a year or two ago.
Yeah. So that's exciting. But back to the point at hand of is it too soon, right?
You think it is? I think it's fine.
I just don't know the grind.
I feel like Rise of Iron was such a drain that I'm like, oh, I got a few more days. This is gonna be great.
A few more days.
You know?
It's true. That was a Tuesday launch and a Friday raid.
Ugh.
That was
I just
remember.
remember
it was
I'm like,
super rough.
Fran, I'm working from home for 2 days.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Because we're doing this raid thing, and I need to play for 20 hours for 2 days.
Yeah, what's interesting though is that it was still pretty fast. I forget if it was 15 or 20 hours to get there.
Yeah.
But hopefully it's somewhere around the same, in which case you're right, there's extra days. However, I still it asks a lot of people who may, let's say all you have is the weekend. You work like all day, you've got your family. That puts them under a lot of stress. And it makes you play the game in a way, potentially, that takes away from that. Just, I'm enjoying it. And the raid's later. And I would have really enjoyed that.
A lot of people kind of have that same sentiment where they kind of wanted to just experience it and really take their time and enjoy the campaign and such, and the side quests and the missions and stuff like that.
And it's not bad. Like, I'm not upset that it is when it is. I think if it's there, it'll be for you. Obviously, like, we're pressured to do it because.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like you don't have to. Yeah, exactly. You don't have to.
How's your family going to handle losing you for a week?
So I mentioned that to my wife. I was like, hey,
That's
sweetie.
why you were in Paris.
That's why I was in Paris.
Kids.
Guys,
Daddy's going to be gone for a while.
I'm just going to stick a photo of myself on the fridge. But then trials, like a few days later. So even that, I'm just like, oh gosh. And that's what my weekends are going to be.
Too much. But
You ready, Fran?
oh, I'm ready. But I don't want to have to do it that fast. Honestly, that's my simple answer is it's just too fast for me. But I get why they're doing it, right? I mean, they want to provide you endgame options because maybe all you want to do is raid, and maybe you want to do these other things. Also, you can't risk the people who are super hardcore not having something to do. I think they worry about those people might get distracted for some reasons and leave the game. So I understand why. As my playstyle, though, it's just too soon. I would have preferred a couple weeks for the raid and then trials after that.
And depending on the light level too, I mean, I think that's going to come into play. Like, you don't necessarily need to be max light, obviously, when doing the raid. So how is that going to come into play with how long the raid takes? And
we'll see.
Maybe that's going to play into it a little bit, right? They want you to try and fail. Like, how long did Vault take the first time?
Yeah,
that's true.
Different.
But I think we know more about what Destiny is.
You do.
Very much, yeah.
No, just as a whole
People
product.
as a
We
whole.
played it for 3 years.
Yeah.
Like Rise of Iron came out and we were able to get to max light fairly quick. As opposed to launch day where we're like, how does this system work? We don't understand.
It's true.
What's Crucible?
Yeah, it's more. You're right. It's more intuitive than ever, and also the ways they make you grind. It's a lot easier. Like, they tell you what to do now.
Yeah.
So you're not going to waste as much time as you used to in the past. So I am excited just to see how that plays out. And that is my hope, is that I am not having to play for like 10 hours a day every day from launch just to get raid ready or something. That would be crazy.
You're gonna play.
Luke Smith was just doing the
10 hours a day.
Luke Smith was just doing the PAX keynote, and he did mention that the raid and trials are going to have lore elements to them. So
that's cool.
It sounds like we might be getting some story there. It would be great to get some cutscenes or some sort of narrative reward for experiencing those events.
That'd be very cool.
For sure. I have not played the raid or Trials of Osiris. Or Trials of whatever it's called.
Yeah.
So I don't
Good to
know
know.
what to expect there.
I think certainly you will get cutscenes in those. You know, I got that sense with Rise of Iron, especially too. Even though there wasn't a lot, they had just a few cutscenes peppered in there.
Yeah, the machine that wakes up.
And so knowing how much is in Destiny 2 now, roughly, there's going to be a lot of cutscenes. And so, I think look forward to it in the raid and Trials. I'm guessing, but I think that's going to be a really cool part to like imagine finishing the raid and you all for the first time get this cool cutscene. I think
That'd be awesome.
it's also a big question of like the way that we like there's a campaign with a story that ends now.
Yeah.
And how does the raid fit into that ending? And what happens as a community when it ends?
Yeah.
So I'm very curious to see how that timeline plays out.
a good
What
point.
happens in the world. I think it's going to be something like we haven't experienced before in Destiny, and I'm just super excited about that.
Yeah.
Going to be very interesting. On the Trials note, what do you think that's going to be? So now you have a theory that it's going to be sort of survival or what's the mid?
Elimination.
Elimination. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, if it was elimination the same way it was before, that's totally fine with me. But we played survival. I really liked it. Did you?
Yeah, but
It's good. It's not Trials.
No, it's
not
not.
rezzing your teammates, you know.
That's true, but it's like, I mean, Bungie does a really good job usually of evolving what their things are. And Trials is not like in stone elimination, right? Like it was for the last game.
I think Countdown is more akin to what we should expect from Trials, where you have a one res token as opposed to infinite reses. It'll reduce the amount of time that a game like Trials.
That's a good way to look at
And
it.
even as
and
you're
it
taking
adds that-
damage and
it
stuff.
adds that extra mechanic of setting a bomb as opposed to capturing a point.
Yeah.
So there's constantly a countdown timer.
But when you're taking damage now too, you actually can't res for an overshield.
Yeah.
And so things like that are going to dramatically change the game. If it is the exact same way as it was with Destiny 1, which again, just the way they've been doing things, I can't imagine.
I don't think
that
it'll be
will
the exact because it is 4v4. We already know that, so it's not. in that
Yeah,
sense.
well,
but I know
exactly.
to what you were saying on both sides, there's going to be some twist of some kind, and I don't know what it is, but I definitely expect that to really change it. Actually, that will just not be the same.
Because even the way they evolved it from year one to the last few, with you could use your boons all at once, or then you couldn't, and then you go back.
Yeah.
Might be little things like that.
Yeah, I think boons and stuff will probably be gone too. By the way, I just feel like that whole
Yeah, who
system
knows?
is like, why do I? It just after a while, it was like, why am I even doing this?
Yeah.
I'm just competing. I was just loading up on my boons.
Yeah, what's he up to these days?
That's a good point.
Brother
I
Vance?
have I have a bunch of boons. I never even thought of going back there yet. I haven't actually.
Hey, you want to turn in your bounties?
I still have like 20 of those.
Well, I don't think you can.
I
Right?
don't know.
didn't even look.
You
That
can turn them in
Vance's-
from your inventory if you finish them.
No. I mean, in Destiny 1, like
Yeah,
if you didn't turn stuff in, I think Vance is gone, right?
I
I
don't know.
didn't even go back to look after Trials
I
ended.
haven't
but
either.
He's just dead.
Anyway, he's just there, like,
Super excited about September
He has a
15th,
knife
though.
in his heart.
Yeah,
jeez.
Vance, no.
He's like, but and will it be
He's
Vance?
on a little stool. He's
Well,
just like, well,
maybe
I
it could be
don't
somebody
know.
else,
right.
Tyre Karn is now the new Cryptarch,
Yeah.
so maybe Vance, he was not a part of that whole scene.
I actually think this is a distinct possibility. Maybe Vance plays a role in the new Osiris DLC, and so maybe you don't see him until then or something.
Yeah.
Who knows?
We'll have to wait and see.
Really
Guys,
excited.
great conversation today. We are just a few days away from Destiny 2's launch. How excited are you, Fran?
I mean, we're just hearing you say it. It's
I
like,
know,
puts a
it's
smile on my face,
crazy.
and it's
Yeah.
really weird
Yeah.
after you sink, again, 2,000 hours into a game. So I couldn't be more excited. I have not been more excited about a game in a decade, probably. And
Wow.
for sure. I don't even remember what that other game was. But I'd have to look back a decade. It's super. It's a ton of excitement.
Yeah. I mean, Halo, obviously, and Titanfall. Titanfall 2 is probably my favorite campaign shooter in the last, how long?
Yeah.
I'm so stoked. Like, I cannot put into words. September 5th, 12th.
Yeah.
Sorry.
5th,
Just
19th.
counting all the days. Yeah, like, it's intense. Like, I cannot wait. Super excited.
Well, I have put into words, and you can read them on September 5th at 7 a.m. Pacific time on IGN.com.
Congratulations. I do not envy you. I will say this. I'm excited about playing the game as a player, as a reviewer. I mean, it's a lot of pressure, and good luck with that.
I think
With
it's
that-
awesome.
I mean,
Yeah.
I did it for Rise of Iron over on my personal YouTube channel,
Oh, yeah.
and I felt like I talked about a lot.
Yeah.
But one challenge with IGN is our video reviews aren't 18 minutes long.
Yeah.
No.
So
They don't come 2 weeks after launch.
yeah.
I know part of that was a byproduct of just how busy you were, but it's a different beast. You have to like review in progress, get this stuff moving. Okay, keep it updated. And all this stuff is rolling out. The community's talking, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Anyone who wants to watch along as I am reviewing the game and compiling my thoughts, you can watch on youtube.com/Fireteam Chat. You can watch on IGN.com. You can watch in the review in progress. We're going to have a review in progress live. I will be streaming, and I'll just be playing the game, talking to you guys about your thoughts and experiences, playing with some of you. We can play some Crucible together. We can play some campaign together. It's going to be a really, really fun time.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I'm jealous, actually.
Yeah.
Opposite of CJ. Like, I used to review. That's how I got started at IGN. Like, I would have killed to do it, but way too busy. Just launched a new show called Expert Mode, by the way.
It's really good.
Destiny's not on it, but check it out. We sit down with the creators on the couch, and are able to talk to them. So we did Mario Rabbids, Rocket League, Overwatch, Hearthstone, and Fallout New Vegas. So just to plug that. But anyway, this review is going to be awesome. I know you're excited, but
Thanks.
Yeah, and you've seen some of the game. Are you still excited? Like, again, we don't want to dig in. You've seen a lot of the game. What is it for you that you're excited about?
I'll tell you, I don't know. I don't want to risk saying
You know?
anything weird, but I'm excited to play on Tuesday, of course. Yeah, like I'm going to be here at 9 p.m. playing with you, actually.
Yes.
We're doing the live
Launch
stream
stream.
that night.
Can't wait.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll have a blast. I can't
Can I
wait to
get in that group?
I will
if you
pick
want.
your. I will pick your brain
I
more.
actually
Then.
can't wait to see your reactions to the
Okay.
stuff that I've seen. That's what I'm most excited about.
Gotcha. I'm stoked. The campaign is that is the one thing we all wanted from Destiny, and I think we're gonna get it.
Yep.
Like, I'm super excited.
All right, guys, we need to wrap it up. Thank you both for joining me so much. Thank you guys for joining us. And of course, until next time, Guardians out.
Destiny 2.